playing Final Fantasy 16. This is part 25. I think this one will be the end of the game, but I've said that for the past 5 streams, and none of them were the end of the game. So, yeah, wait. Oh yeah, okay, I think, yeah, this is part 25. So, I'll get into it when there's some viewers, but long story short, I'm getting my Wi-Fi fixed tomorrow. My Wi-Fi is running about 3% as fast as it should. You know, it's running 3% as fast, right? It's really small. It's crazy. My Wi-Fi should be as fast, right? A lot faster than what it is. So that's why my streams have been pretty poor quality recently, because my Wi-Fi is running at 3% the speed it should. And yeah, so it's running at 21 something right now when it should be running at over 600 something. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, 21 compared to 600. That's why these streams haven't looked as good lately.
You're injured. What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether flood up ahead.
Okay.
Swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them. There's a village not far from here. Tabor. The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before they won't stand a chance. We can't let those monsters reach the...
Those people need my help.
I'll go. You catch your breath.
Thank you. Our encampment is up ahead. Just off the track. They must not reach Tabor. Forgive me. Lord Cougar.
Rest well, soldier.
Forgive me, Lord Kupka. We're the one that killed Kupka. he doesn't know it was us. He's asking us for help, but we're the one that killed the one he's praying.
You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Oh shit, he died too. Doesn't even matter, not like he could fight me. He was already on his deathbed. Alright. Let's go slay the Akashic at the encampment.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go around it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll be fine. Oh, look at all these guys.
Good. I got here in time.
Ooh. Ooh, those guys were easy, bro. Easy. I got to full health while battling them. I gained more health than I lost in that battle. Easy.
Please, I can't move my leg.
That doesn't sound like an Akashic.
Help, I can't move my leg. I need help. Help me, please. Whoa.
You're with the battalion?
I am. I heard the fighting. Are the others?
Taken care of. One of your brothers in arms told me what happened and asked for help.
Another survivor? Where is he? Tell me.
His wounds were too deep.
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brothers. Tabor is safe thanks to you. Here, you've earned it.
What's that? No, I don't need any of that stuff, really.
You seem familiar. Have we met?
You must have me confused with someone else.
Yeah, we're the ones that killed Kupka.
Wait. That scar. Son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there. In Kosnis when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Throw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
He can barely stand. Fine, if you insist.
Fine. If you insist.
For Titan!
You're in no fit state to fight.
And this should be easy for you. Come on. Kill me!
For what? The sins of your master. You and I have no quarrel. And I will not strike a man who cannot defend himself.
No. I won't be deceived.
What's up, red screen?
Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some...
Man, like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
I'm not worried about some lowly grunt who couldn't even take on an Akashic. Bro, you're trash. You're garbage. Like, am I supposed to be afraid of that? I just saved you from some weak ass monsters, and now you're threatening me. And your weak ass was afraid of the weak ass monsters? What does that make you? That makes you a double weak ass bitch. You're like a 2-year-old child trying to square up with a 30-year-old man, bro. It ain't happening. I don't care if you're the strongest 2-year-old in the world. You're not fighting a 30-year-old man as a 2-year-old. Or you're not fighting a 30-year-old man if you're a 2-year-old, I should say. I think I said that wrong. All right, I need to do this other side quest, but where are the... basically Tyree Sneed threats? Yeah, exactly. Thinking it's something threatening when really it's just something that's laughable. It's the complete opposite of a threat. It's a joke, is what it is. You're not living in reality. Let me tell you reality. Tyrese Sneed is always talking about, let me explain reality to you people. I'm rich, I'm a trillionaire, I'm strong, I'm as handsome as Brad Pitt, I'm famous, I have billions of dollars in equity. Let me tell you reality. This is reality. This is facts. I'm stating this. You guys, you people need to learn reality. For real, nigga. I'm out here every day, and I don't get donations from nobody. Like, all I need is $20 right now to pay my phone bill, and none of y'all niggas are donating. And I know I got blessings coming, I know. I just need like $100 so I can get a pedal bike, please guys. All you fuckers are broke. None of you can donate to me. I need a pedal bike. Loser!
Fogarty said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers.
Did you see the stream where he said that the dogs are communicating with each other and we're plotting it? No, I didn't see that. I don't really watch his streams too often, but yeah. Let me explain reality to you, Red Screen. I am Batman. I have trillions of dollars in equity. And you're just not living in reality. You're completely delusional. Bro, I seriously wonder what goes through this guy's head, cause fuck. I swear to God, I thought Chris Chan had the biggest delusions ever, but it's insane because Tyrese Sneed is even more delusional than Chris Chan. Because Chris Chan was actually half right, you know, he was talking about that dimensional merge, and at the time that sounded crazy, but that AI shit came out, and technically, you can talk to any AI character, and the dimensional merge stuff is half true. You know, Chris Chan's, that was his biggest delusion, is he thought all the anime characters and Sonic were gonna come to life in 2019 or 2020 before the AI, and then it actually happened, you know? Technically, the dimensional merge did happen, in a sense, whereas Tyrese Sneed, I mean, the dude thinks he's Batman, he's fighting crime, he doesn't do shit. If anything, he commits crimes. And fucking, the guy's just more delusional than anything. There's not a single person in the world who publicly has trillions of dollars in equity. You know, they speculate on Putin. Putin could possibly, since he owns all of Russia, Putin could possibly have over trillions of dollars in equity, but Tyrese Sneed doesn't even have a minuscule of the power that Putin does. Like, Putin literally owns Russia. Tyrese Sneed would be lucky if he could even fucking get a breadcrumb for dinner one night. Like, fucking, he's more delusional than Chris Chan, which is insane. It's actually kind of funny too how Chris Chan's delusions somewhat came true. But Tyrese Sneed's so delusional, his delusions can't come true. I mean, you can't be Batman in real life. It's just not realistic. Sure, Batman doesn't really have any powers. He just, you know, he just has will and hard work and money, obviously. But the things Batman does don't follow real life physics. If you understand physics, half the shit Batman does in the movies wouldn't work in real life. Just wouldn't. So there's just no way you could ever be Batman in real life. Chris Chan can keep a story straight. Tyrese Sneed is always changing his point of view of the story and lies. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, Chris Chan, he keeps his story straight. Where Tyrese Sneed, 1 hour, it's I'm a rich billionaire. I got all this money coming in. I'm getting blessings and shit. And then the next moment, it's like I need $20 for food. I need $100 for a pedal bike. Bro, do you understand how much $1 billion is? You could take out 0.1% of $1 billion, and that would still be like what, $100,000? Like what? Like 10% of $1 billion is 100 million. 1% would be 10 million. Yeah, so you could take out 0.1% of $1 billion, and you would have $1 million. So if you got billions in equity, take out 0.1%. And you got millions of dollars if you have billions in equity. Fucking dumbass, bro. It'd be more believable if he said maybe he has like a couple $100,000 in equity, because then it's like, okay, maybe he's got some equity hidden somewhere from his dad who passed away and he just doesn't want to sell it or whatever. That'd be a bit more believable, but billions in equity, bro, if you had billions in equity, it'd be public. Like you're not gonna hide that in America. You have billions of dollars in equity and you're some homeless bum on the street pretending to be Batman with a fucking $10 suit. Nah. At least make it somewhat believable if you're gonna be delusional. You know, you gotta at least convince yourself, because it seems like Tyree Sneed every day is trying to convince himself that he's all this shit. He's tough, he's handsome, he's rich, and it's just none of the stuff he says is believable, so I don't even think he can convince himself, despite how delusional he is, which is why every day he has to try to remind himself, yeah, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich, I'm rich. You know, rich people don't need to remind themselves they're rich. You'll just go out on your fucking 10-car garage and pick out one of your Lamborghinis or BMWs and be like, alright, I'm driving this today. You don't need to remind yourself you're rich, you just fucking wake up and you're rich as shit. Tyree Sneed has to every day be like, I got billions in equity, I got blessings coming in. What a dumbass.
So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
Alright, let's give her this shit. Well, the closest thing to Batman if someone make up the costume from Kick-Ass. True.
And what precisely will I be cooking up?
The first Kick-Ass was good, but I think the second one kind of sucked, if I remember correctly. I don't remember much about the second one, but I don't think I liked the second one that much.
Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And a herb known as Saint's bonnet.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about. And here we have it. Fried...
Christina, I love you. One day we will be together. One day we will meet. Bro, it's been 2 fucking years. You're not a 15-year-old dating your sweetheart that you moved away from. Like, fuck, you're in your 30s, almost your 40s. If Christina really loved you, you could go see her any fucking time. What a little bitch.
Fortress of Skyworm. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I say offered. As good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honour than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
3 to 4 years.
So, not fit for consumption then?
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kiss of the saint's bonnet that tames this savage dish. It is a tour de force, a force of nature even, a maelstrom of flavour and sensation, a graceful beast emerging from centuries of slumber.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
Decent. It's remarkable. And I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wyverns forthwith?
I'll give it some thought.
And they thought the only fans of the real Christina, they found that $14 a month to see her bang another guy. Damn. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I seen that. It's pretty obvious she's a catfish. But yeah, he's too dumb. Like, I think somewhere deep down he knows he's being completely delusional, which is why he has to project that everyone else is delusional. But yeah, he needs to be honest with himself, because the only person the delusion's gonna hurt is himself. Like, we just laugh at it, right? It's not gonna hurt us that you're a delusional loser. It's only gonna hurt yourself. But I don't know what is wrong with Tyree Sneed and Jared too. Just absolutely no self-awareness. Speaking of Jared, what's been going on with him? That dude hasn't been posting in a while. Is he actually dating that cyber girl now? I remember he said one of his live streams she's gonna come up on the 30th or something, like December 30th or 31st, whatever, and they're gonna try to have kids or something. So is that why he's not on YouTube? I don't know what's been up with Jared lately, but I like it because I'm gonna catch up to his ass in views. He's got 18 million views on his channel, and I got a little over 500,000, so I got a long way to go. But at this rate, I mean, I could catch up to him in a couple years. You know, I'm getting like, with the views I'm getting right now, I'm getting about 2 million views a year. So yeah, it would take about 8 years to catch up with him, honestly. But is what it is. And you know, as my old videos get older, I'll build a channel history, and those old videos will get views while I keep posting new videos. So could catch up to him in 5 years, but that's if he stops posting. So I don't know, it's gonna be a while. Maybe if I had a video go viral, catch up to him a lot faster. But probably, but yet I was hitting on him. I'm working on something for this year anniversary, so I think he's just trying to ignore my posts. Oh, Jared's trying to ignore your posts?
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
What's up?
I can certainly try. Who's gone missing this time?
It's not who, but what. Mid's scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Alright, sure, yeah, we can help.
A visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
The Emperor was impaled on his
Batman!
We're all gonna die! You hear me? The Akashic are coming and they won't.
What do you reckon we should do? I say we...
Oh, they did take the scale.
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh,
And just how long hasn't it been one?
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol. Why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Middledore said, the best way to see how something works is to take it apart and put it back together again.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we?
Sure.
All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Midderdoll's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others?
The arm, the pans, the gear. Bro, I don't care about any of this. Why have these side missions been so boring near the end of the game?
Right. It looks more like a wing.
These side missions have been terrible.
Chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track.
Just skip them? No, I do 100% completion.
These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to...
Frying bangers, it sounds like they're gonna cook up some fire music in the studio.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn.
Oh god, bro. Why am I supposed to give a shit?
This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
Blah, 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 blah.
Her invention.
That's right.
You can't even skip this garbagey. Oh, I can skip it. Good.
So.
Okay, yeah, there we go. How boring was this?
Yes, we did it.
Yeah, good for you. Wow. Bro, I used to have scales, but they were different type of scales.
Hey, look. We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Huh. I used to have scales for the weed. You didn't know how to build it properly, or what? It saves it before the final battle, and you can still finish them all after. Tyree wouldn't be able to put that scale back together, that's for sure. Oh yeah, no, he wouldn't. Like, Tyree Sneed, bro, he's so dumb. Tyree Sneed wouldn't even know the difference between an orange or an apple. Or maybe he would, because that's the only thing they give at the homeless shelters. They give like apples and shit, so maybe he would.
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea.
Okay, I don't give a fuck, bro. Skip all this shit. I do not care, really. Is this Final Fantasy, or is this fucking put the scale back together detective mystery? What a bunch of bullshit. Like, you think I give a shit about any of that? put the scale back to together simulator.
Seems the highway is lost its appetite.
Got one more side mission.
What am I gonna do?
Is everything all right, Goots? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip that. All the dialogue. Let's go help.
Don't worry.
Please tell me there's at least some fighting on this. No, doesn't look like there's gonna be any fighting on this side mission. God damn, these are garbage. These are some trash ass missions.
Just
I had no idea what she just said, but
Hi. No.
rendezvous with goats at Dalamil. Ooh, is there gonna be some fighting? Seems like there might be some fighting coming up.
The bandits may be known, but look what they've left us with.
It shouldn't be too hard to find Goots.
Yeah, I got a bunch of I got someone coming in tomorrow because my Wi-Fi is super slow right now. I did call my internet provider up today, and apparently since I have the best internet plan, my internet's supposed to have 600 download speed and 600 upload speed. I forget what it's called. I think it's megabits per second. Pretty sure. 600 download speed and 600 upload speed. My download speed is 500, so it's 100 lower than it should be. But my upload speed is only 20. So it's supposed to be 600. And that is why my live streams have been looking so terrible quality lately. And one of my last live streams, actually, the video cut out. So that's why these live streams have looked such terrible quality. But I'm going to get that fixed tomorrow. And then my live stream should look really crisp and good after that. So finally gonna have that shit fixed. Think of how shitty that is. It should be, my upload speed should be 600 megabits per second. It's 20. Like, I'm paying for the 600 megabits a second. I'm paying extra for that every month, and I'm not even getting it. I haven't been getting that shit for at least 2 months. My Wi-Fi has been really slow.
Could be I know something more. What's it worth to you?
Bunch of bullshit. How many hours do you have? I think 54 or 55.
Listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumors about Nan.
Have you?
Go on. Tell him what you told me.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen.
Okay, this is garbage. Skip.
You don't think Nan's the Reaper, do you?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places.
Yeah, whatever.
You too, Goots.
I think it's gonna take you like 65 hours to finish this game. What? There's still another 10 hours, you think? Bro, I still got the DLC and shit to do though as well.
The finest cell swords in Storm. Fuck.
Question: what is Final Fantasy like? What's the whole thing about? I got the point. I never got the point of the series. Well, each game's different. They're always different stories.
The gentlemen of the town guard
But really fun boss fights, really good stories. I mean, 15 and 16 and 7, the remake, had really good stories. When the last spot opens up, like 6 to 8 side missions pop up. Oh god. Oh god, bro. Fuck the side missions in this game. I'm getting sick of them, for real. I've done like 20 or 30 side missions in this game, and they all kind of suck. The side missions are garbage. They really are. Are we actually gonna get a fight at least? Oh, this could be interesting. I like the side missions that got fights.
Just you, is it? Thought I might have laid it on a bit thick.
It was a fairly unconvincing tale. So, what now?
That's up to you. Die a slow death? Auric boy?
Oh. Wait, so this guy ambushed us? Is that what he did? I think this is the same guy that told us to come out here, right? Oh yeah, this guy's the Reaper, or whatever his name is. This guy tried to ambush us. Oh, what a joke. This is the fight? This is gonna be easy as shit, isn't it?
Well, we can pretend this didn't happen.
This is gonna be fucking easy as shit, bro. Oh yeah, look at this. Garbage. I was hoping there was gonna be like an S-class creature here, and we were gonna have a semi-difficult fight or some shit. New enemies approach. Oh, they got a healer. Let's go fight the healer. Need to take him out. Oh, that's too powerful. It's gonna easily one-shot them. Yeah, one of my electric bolt attacks is mostly just for bosses because it's only single target, so it doesn't have any splash damage, but it's really powerful. So I try to only use it on bosses because its animation is 5 or 6 seconds, so kind of wastes time. No, it is overkill because it wastes time. You know, you got to play that animation, and so it only takes out a single target. It's kind of annoying.
Oh, you've done it now.
Shut up.
Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwin finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to Karen's skirts. You weren't even supposed to be here. Who the hell are you anyway?
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwin wanted him to get to Karen.
Okay, shut up. I don't care. We could take on 1,000 of those men.
I need to find Goots.
Easily.
Right now.
What's he gonna do? Send an entire Imperial army after me? Still win. Those guys are useless. What's this?
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty-pated lout!
Stop calling me names! And stop spreading them horrible lies about Nan!
Well, that will be easy enough. For they are not lies. Every last word is true. And she must pay for her crimes in blood.
Blood?
Goose, are you all right?
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay in blood!
After what she did, it is only right. She ruined my life and the lives of countless others. That loathsome harpy's very existence is a crime, and I will not allow it to continue. Goose, was it? I have no quarrel with you. Only with your employer. Run along now. You need not pay for her sins.
No.
No?
I don't care what she did. I won't let you hurt Nan. Promise me you won't hurt her, or I'll kill you myself!
Goots, no.
Enough, all of you!
Karen. But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't notice the two of you slinking off together? Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? and a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just bogan back then, wasn't it? I thought the years might have taught you some sense, but I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs?
You bitch! Everything that happened, it was all your fault! And now you'll finally pay for what you did to me!
Goose, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through me.
Fuck!
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can handle this myself. So, wet legs, you remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, Sam. Wise words. And now, it's time to collect. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It isn't easy going through life one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the same routes. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind, but that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he...
She did cut his eye out. That was the whole point of that scene. It was an eye for an eye. She just cut his eye out. That was the whole point of that scene. What do you mean? What if she totally fucked him over and you just helped her cut his eye out? That's exactly what just happened. I don't know what you mean.
Comes back again.
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough.
First we take the other eye, see? Before they kill him. If he causes us any more trouble, they'll take his other eye. The one they left. And then we'll work our way down. See? She took his eye out.
But something tells me that Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
What would she be lying about? We know she took his eye out.
Across you, Karen.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. She did take his eye out. If it ruins his life, I mean, I guess good, because he took her eye out when she was much younger, didn't he? So I don't know why it would matter. She seems to be doing just fine. She got her eye taken out. Speaking of vision, though, my vision's gotten so blurry over the past couple of years. It sucks. It sucks, bro. That's why I'll probably never game on a TV again, because I have to wear glasses if I game on a TV. I need to play my games on a monitor so I can be up close to it. So that sucks, and I don't like playing games with glasses, because you gotta have headphones on, and then the headphones, you know, with your ears, the glasses go at your ears, and it's just a clusterfuck. I don't like wearing glasses pretty much at all. But yeah, my vision's pretty blurry.
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul a gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
Aye, well, someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been me right eye, Goose. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
Oh, I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
Right.
Alright, I don't care. Skip that.
There's nothing.
We don't care. We don't care. I mean, at least I don't. Oh, level up. Level up. Level up. Yeah! Level 40. Look at that, bro. Apparently there's still one more side mission around here.
Do you see the
Dude, by the end I was skipping all the dialogue on all side quests. Yeah. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Nothing rememberable, really. Sometimes here and there there'll be something rememberable, but for the most part the side quests are just a whole lot of nothing. Alright, what does this guy want? I apologize for the forced me to seek a meeting. I'm holy. Oh. Alright. Got one more side quest, I guess.
Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant?
Yeah.
Rest.
Smooth like butter. Whatever. Why do they gotta make so many side missions in this game? Fuck this shit. Fuck it. Well, at least it's giving me a bunch of XP, so I'm gonna be really strong for the final boss. Oh. That side quest unlocks 3 more side quests? No way, you're joking. That's a joke, there's no way. You're fucking with me. Bro, I'm just gonna take my gun and blow my brains out, if that's true. I'm kidding. I don't got a gun. I'm talking about in Call of Duty, man.
It is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, chief steward of your Lord Uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your Lord Uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs. And what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos.
I don't care. I don't care, bro. I really don't. Hurry up and get to the point before I fucking fall asleep.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
This place is small, it'd be easy to find someone.
Are the bad men going to come back?
The gentleman of the town guard is
Is it legal to own guns there? Sorta. Not many guns are legal. We got a bunch of shitty guns, and I'm not allowed any guns because I'm on house arrest. I actually have a lifetime firearm ban. You know, even when I'm like 50, 60, 70, 80 years old in Canada, I won't be allowed guns. I got a lifetime firearm ban for guns in Canada. But the Canadian guns suck anyways. I don't want to stay in this country my whole life. Canada is complete fucking garbage. When I see Canadians still have national pride, I just laugh at them because like, you're a fucking joke, bro. If you have national pride, if you live in Canada and you have national pride for Canada, you're a fucking joke. You're a goofy. Seriously. What about this country gives you national pride? Free healthcare? Oh wow. Yeah, that's why we got such high fucking inflation. It's because bitch asses who don't pay taxes, such as myself, get free healthcare. I don't pay any taxes, so thank you to all you bitch asses who pay taxes in Canada and give me free healthcare. Thank you to all those bitch asses who pay taxes in Canada and give me fucking free money. Thanks you to all those bitch asses in Canada who fucking pay taxes and I wasted tens of thousands of dollars going to jail. Haha, bitch asses. Bro, I thought it was just me. I too am falling asleep. Yeah, I'm really tired right now. Do people have to have a gun license? Yeah, we have to have a gun license. I'm pretty sure it's the same in America. Of course we do. We're allowed to have like crossbows and shit without a gun license, but yeah, most handguns are banned. There's no assault rifles at all. There's a couple hunting rifles. No, sir. You don't need licenses? God damn. Like, are you talking about for those muskets? Because, yeah, I know Ryan and shit owns one of those stupid-ass muskets. I don't want one of those. Those aren't real guns, in my opinion. I'd rather have a fucking crossbow than one of those muskets. I own a pistol. It's not one of those, like, musket pistols, though, right? Where you have to hand-load it and shit. Well, I mean, you gotta hand-load every gun, but you know what I mean, you know, where you gotta put the gunpowder in and stuff. Those pistols are so gay. Like, I'd rather have a fucking crossbow. Or just a bow and arrow than one of those musket ass pistols. I live in Arizona and you can get a AR-15. Damn, we can't even get an AR-15 with a license in Canada. I'm gonna crash for a bit, talk to you later. Musket and BB guns is all they have. Yeah, pretty gay. Not gonna lie. I have a 9mm. I don't think 9mm are allowed in Canada either, even with the license. I'm pretty sure. I don't really know because Justin Trudeau, he did a new ban in 2022 or whatever for a bunch of handguns, and I don't know if 9mm were included. I didn't even look because I have a lifetime firearm ban. I've had a lifetime firearm ban for a couple of years now. So, but I don't even want any of the Canadian guns. They're all trash anyways. I'm gonna get out of this godforsaken garbage country one day. Can't wait to watch it fall apart from the sidelines. And it might fall apart while I'm here. If I don't get out of here before the 2030s, it's gonna fall apart while I'm here. I need to get the fuck out of this shithole. Canada's America's dumpster. I mean, Mexico kinda is too, but Canada is America's northern dumpster. Mexico is the southern dumpster. Yeah, Canada is a fucking landfill. It's garbage. Yeah, AZ is like the Wild West. You can open and conceal carry with no license. That's awesome. I wish. Good thing the Democrats aren't getting elected or they'd probably take that away. Like I have a Red Ryder BB gun and I use it for ratting mostly mice in area. Oh yeah. I don't care for BB guns. But I just use my other air rifle for my pest removal. Nice. I'm not even allowed a knife outside my house. It's crazy. If I have I'm not even allowed a knife in my house technically, but if I can prove I use it for cooking, I'm allowed a knife in my house. But outside of my house, there's absolutely no knives allowed, which is funny because I used to work in a kitchen where we had to bring our own knives. So I don't know what they would say if I still worked in the kitchen, but thank God I don't do that anymore. Fucking, yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. I can't even carry a knife on me, man. You're not allowed mace either. Mace is like a weapon and shit, so you can go to jail for having mace. It's insane. I think Texas is even more lenient than we are. I don't know how that's possible. Yeah.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all
The fuck, are you sure in Canada or North Korea? No, bro, like, yeah, Canada is terrible, I'm telling you. You had no idea the shit they do here. Like I said, bro, I'm on house arrest right now for another year and 3 months. And then after that, I have 2 years of probation for Instagram messages I sent 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Think about that. Think about how crazy that is. I sent these at the beginning of 2022. That's what I got charged for, to my ex-girlfriend. I sent Instagram messages. I went to jail for a week. I was on bail for 1 year and about 8 or 9 months. Then after that, I got on house arrest like a year ago. I still have like another year house arrest, another 2 years of probation. Think about how crazy that is. 2 years of house arrest? Yeah, but think about how crazy it is that I had 2 years of bail before this. Then after this 2 years of house arrest, I got another 2 years of probation. I got a lifetime firearm ban. I went to jail for a week. And it's Instagram messages. I didn't beat the shit out of my ex-girlfriend. Like, I didn't beat her up. I never put a hand on her. I sent her messages, bro. So yeah, it pretty much is like North Korea. If they can do that, that's not a free country, man. It's not a free country. And when I was in court too, you know, I was on bail for a year and like 9 months, like I said. And when I finally went to court after that year and 9 months, my lawyer was a female. And get this, I say this every time, but I find this crazy because imagine if this was a male lawyer firm. Okay, so the only lawyer firm, because you can get the public defenders or whatever, but they're shit. You can't talk to them outside of court, so you don't want a public defender. So I did get a lawyer, but the only ones that were subsidized by the government was the all-female lawyer firm, because nobody wants the all-female lawyer firm. Imagine if there was an all-male lawyer firm. Nobody wants the all-female lawyer firm, but there's an all-female lawyer firm. There's no all-male lawyer firms, so that's the only one that was subsidized. Instead of paying $300 an hour, I had to pay $100 an hour for my lawyer because it was subsidized. But it was an all-female lawyer firm filled with feminists because it's all female. They're all fucking feminists, bro. So my lawyer was a feminist. She was working against me. Like anytime I talked to my lawyer, she was always standing up for my ex-girlfriend. It's like, bro, you're my lawyer. Why are you always defending my ex-girlfriend? It's Instagram messages from over 2 years ago. At this time, it was like 2 years ago. Now it's been 3 years. It's like, why are you defending my ex? You're my lawyer. So I had a female lawyer. The Crown prosecutor, the person trying to put me in jail, was a female. And the judge was like an 80-year-old man, like fucking Joe Biden. So he just goes along with everything. You know how Joe Biden went along with Kamala Harris on everything, you know? He's like an 80-year-old man, so he just went along with everything. My lawyer was against me. The Crown prosecutor was against me. They're both against me because they're both feminists. So I got completely fucked over. I was facing 10 years in jail, and they acted like they were doing me a favor because I got, you know, I'd spent a week in jail, 2 years of bail, 2 years of house arrest, and now 2 years of probation after this. And they acted like they were doing me a favor because I was facing 10 years in jail for Instagram messages. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like North Korea, pretty close. I'm not saying we are North Korea, but that's not something a free country does. You know, in a free country, you should be able to say Instagram messages. You know, like, you know what I mean? Isn't it crazy? Like, you really got to consider, you really got to think about it and be like, because you got to just put yourself in my shoes. I've gone through all this. It's one thing to say this stuff and be like, oh yeah, you're just bitching. But it's another thing to go through all this shit and be like, bro, I never harmed anyone. I never did anything wrong. I literally sent Instagram messages. That is my crime. They were threatening. They were mean. I called her a bitch. I said, I fucking hate you. I wish you were dead. You know, I said stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they're Instagram messages. That's the end of the day. That's what it was. And I got all this stuff for it. And you got to think, when you go to jail, they strip search you too. So by the government standards, that's sexual assault, right? Forcing someone to strip down in front of 20 other inmates, that's sexual assault by the government standards. So they sexually assaulted me. They falsely imprisoned me because it's Instagram messages. They've been blackmailing me because I gotta do all this shit too. Like, I got 20 conditions, bro. I don't just got like 2 or 3 conditions. I got 20 fucking conditions. Like, I can't smoke weed, I can't drink alcohol, can't have a crossbow, can't have a knife outside my place. I'm on house arrest, can't go outside. I gotta see my probation officer every 2 weeks. I gotta go to this therapy, this bullshit therapy stuff every Monday. I gotta do another therapy thing every week on like Wednesday. And those things are 2.5 hours long. So every week I'm doing over 5 years of therapy, or 5 hours of therapy every week, forced to. and I got to see my probation officer. I got like 15 other conditions. I can't even name them all. So yeah, all of that for Instagram messages. So yeah, it's pretty bad. It's funny that you bring up North Korea because it sounds like an exaggeration. You don't think, you see Canada as a free country. It's literally our national anthem, the true and strong and free. That's in our national anthem. I'm not free. Bro, how is that free? I sent messages, and if I go outside my house, you'll fucking lock me in jail for over a year. Because if I breach my conditions, they'll lock me up for the remainder of my house arrest. And I still have a little over a year. So if I went outside and I was caught by the police, I'd go to jail for over a year right now. That's how crazy it is. That's pretty strict. That's BS. Yeah, it is. There are people who actually full-on stalk people in the U.S. and never get any type of punishment. I know. That's why it's so insane, because mine is an internet crime. But they didn't even put that in my shit. They just said, my charges were uttering threats and harassment. And it was all Instagram messages. Those were my crimes. It's not uttering threats on the internet. It's not harassment on the internet. It's just straight up harassment. It's just straight up uttering threats. So it's the same thing if I literally was stalking someone outside their house and uttering threats to their face. They consider that the same thing, and it's not the same thing. It's completely different. I mean, which one would you prefer? Would you prefer someone being outside your house anytime you come outside your house saying they're going to do crazy stuff, or would you just prefer some random person be like, oh, I'd much prefer on the internet. I mean, I have people on YouTube do that shit to me, and I don't give a fuck. I've had people say crazy shit to me on YouTube. I don't give a fuck. I don't go to the police. Oh, help me, help me. I've had people break into my fucking apartment, kick down my door, and I didn't even call the police. Seriously. There are people who actually there are a lot of people who killed the people they were stalking for years because police did nothing. Yeah. Yeah, well, I just did Instagram messages, and well, the crazy thing is too is I was facing up to 10 years in jail. There's plenty of murderers in Canada who don't get 10 years in jail. There's people who actually do that stuff, and then they don't even get 10 years in jail. And I was facing 10 years in jail. Not even for doing it, just for saying, like, I fucking hate you, I wish you were dead. I said a bunch of crazy stuff I can't say on YouTube, but it was Instagram messages at the end of the day. People used to tell me they were gonna call, like, exactly. That's what I tried to bring that up to my lawyer, but she's like, oh, that's different. This is domestic. You dated this girl. Yeah, exactly. So that means there's more emotion involved. There's more passion, right? So that's more of a reason, like, to give more leniency. There's more passion. I understand there's a higher chance of something happening, but you got to think this has only made me more mad. Like, if I actually wanted to do this stuff to my ex-girlfriend that I said, like, that I threatened, this stuff hasn't helped. Putting me in jail, sexually assaulting me, it's only made me more mad. So it's like, if I was actually going to do this stuff, I would have done it by now. The police didn't prevent it, they would have caused it if I was actually planning on doing that. So that's the most ironic thing about it. So what was the whole goal of wasting all this tax dollars and doing all this shit if you're just going to cause it? You're not going to prevent it, by doing this stuff. A guy told me he hopes I die of cancer. Yeah, I mean, maybe you should cry to the police, be like, oh my god, I'm so scared. I mean, you're in America, but if you're in Canada, they might actually arrest the guy. Oh my god, I'm so scared. He said he wants me to get cancer. Like, if you went to the police and cried like that in Canada, you could probably get him arrested. No joke. Because they'd bring it to court and they'd be like, he was crying in the police station, he's really emotionally affected, he feels scared, and then they would charge the guy. Like, if you went to the police and did that in Canada. That's the crazy part, bro. I mean, if you knew the guy, if you don't know his name or anything, they might not do anything. But if you knew the name, they might actually arrest him. Bro, Tyree Sneed literally did phone calls and internet threats and said he was going to get wet. Yeah, that's crazy, man. And he was charged for beating his ex in front of her kid, and he got 45 days in jail for... Yeah, I know. I've seen so many people do way worse stuff than me, and they don't even get half the time I got. Like, my stepdad a couple years ago got caught for... He was selling, like... He had $40,000 in cash and drug money that they seized, and he had about, like, $40,000 or $50,000 in drugs and shit. And they seized it all, and he only got 1 year of house arrest. He didn't even go on bail. I don't think. I think he might have been on bail for a couple months, but he only got 1 year of house arrest. I was on bail for almost 2 years. I got 2 years of house arrest, and then 2 years of probation after that. He doesn't have any probation. He just got 1 year of house arrest straight up. No probation after that. I mean, he was like selling a fuck ton of drugs.
What's in your purse?
I already told you, I have nothing.
And maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you kindly pay the coin he owes us, we can pretend you didn't draw your blade on Republican soldiers.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Well, Tyrese and Cyrix need to go to Canada over there. You will actually get the cops to help him. Yeah. Except they might not help him because he's a male. You know, that's the thing. They're very biased with females. Tyrese Sneed might just have, like, you'd have to be a female. Because, I mean, they still will help out males, but it's not as easy. You know, if you go into the police station crying and you're a dude, they're just going to think you're a little bitch. Like, even the police. But if you're a female and you go in there crying, they're going to be like, oh my god, we got to help her. I feel so bad. You know what I mean? That's what they do. They're very biased towards females. Because my ex did a lot of things wrong too, and I wasn't even allowed to bring it up in court. I tried. My lawyer said, don't even bring that up to the judge. That's going to be victim blaming. No, this is literally evidence. Like, she lied to the police. She said I was harassing her when she was messaging me. That's not harassment if she's messaging me back. Like, she's the one who reached out to me. I wanted to show this evidence, and my lawyer literally said, no, that'll be victim blaming. You can't do that. So I wasn't allowed to show my evidence. Like, what the fuck? Like I said, my lawyer was a feminist, my crown prosecutor was a feminist, and I'm pretty damn sure the judge was a feminist, or he was just an old, senile man with dementia, so he was pretty fucking dumb. Know what I mean? Sally and Ed already put their foot down and told Cyrex to never mention Mary and the trolls in them again. Victim blaming the fuck. Yeah, they brought up the words victim blaming a lot. You can't show evidence in court because it's victim blaming, apparently. It's really fucked up. And yeah, I just think it was because I was a man and she's a female. I think that's what it comes down to, really. Because I swear my lawyer was an extreme feminist. Like, she worked at an all lawyer firm. That pretty much says it all to you. You know, you guys, I can't tell you guys who my lawyer was, or I mean, maybe I could, but I mean, you're not going to get to know her like I got to know her. I knew her for at least 10 hours we talked. And she was definitely a feminist, but what I can tell you is she worked at an all-female lawyer firm. And judging by the fact they were subsidized by the government, it's pretty clear nobody wanted those lawyers. So they had to get subsidized so people, you know, who didn't want to pay $300 for a lawyer could pay $100 and still get somewhat reasonable representation. So that's what I went with, because it was only $100 an hour instead of $300. But the crutch of that is you have to have all females. Like, what? Imagine if there was an all-male lawyer firm. There would be, at least in Canada, there would be uproar. People would be like, this is why the gender wage gap exists. This is evil. This is the patriarchy. This is misogynist. You know, they would use all those buzzwords, and they'd get the all-male lawyer firm shut down. But when there's an all-female lawyer firm, oh, that's completely fine. You go, girl. Get that bag. What the fuck is wrong with these people? I hate this society. I need to get out of Canada, seriously. Canada's doomed. This country's fucking doomed. Our birth rates are collapsing because they just treat men like shit. Throughout history, the reason why birth rates were so high is because men had all the power, and now it's completely reversed. So birth rates have plummeted in Canada, and they're just importing a bunch of fucking Indians. I swear to God, bro, half of Canada is fucking Indians and Pakistanis. I'm not even lying. Like, I'm not exaggerating. Half of Canada now is Indians and Pakistanis. All my DoorDash drivers are Pakistanis. I called my internet provider today. It was a fucking Indian on the phone. I go outside. All I see is Indians driving on the road. Most of them drive wrong because they can import their licenses, so they don't even have to get the fucking Canadian licenses, and it's easier to get licenses in their country. So they just fucking move to Canada, import their licenses. They can't drive for shit. Like the other day when I was driving, there was an Indian guy going down a one-way road, going down the wrong way. But I had to park so he wouldn't crash. He was going down the wrong way on a one-way road. Like, bro, there's on both sides of the road, there it says do not enter when you're entering a wrong way on a fucking road. And this fucking Pakistani guy still went down the wrong way. Then there's one Pakistani guy on the road the other day I see do a fucking U-turn as I'm coming down the road. That dude almost crashed into me. These fucking... Bro, Canada's falling apart. This country's becoming third world. I swear to God, Canada is trash. It's a dumpster fire. The economy's garbage. Housing prices are way overpriced. Wages, comparatively to America, are lower, yet our housing is more expensive. Half of Canada is like all Indians and Pakistanis. You know, like there's so many bad things about Canada. I can't even list them all, bro. Canada is terrible. What a shitty ass country. Oh, but we got free healthcare. Yeah, you gotta wait in the emergency room for fucking 12 hours just to see a doctor. The emergency room. Just to see a doctor, because people will go in there for the smallest fucking things. You know, they'll go in there for a paper cut because healthcare is free. So if the person with the paper cut's in there before you, they get to go first. Because they were there before you. Even though you're in the emergency room, you're waiting 12 fucking hours, sometimes a couple days, just to see a doctor. Free healthcare, bro. There's still a cost. It's your time. You got to stay there for fucking days on end just to see a doctor. Like fucking free healthcare. Oh, you guys got free health. It's so funny when the Americans comment that. It's like, or even other Canadians. It's so dumb. Like, have you used the free healthcare? It's garbage. It's complete trash.
He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat.
So dumb. If she was really scared, she could have just blocked you. That's been my point. Thank you, Jacob. That's been exactly my point. Because you got to think, it's Instagram messages. She could block me. Or she could just get off Instagram and not hear from me, right? I don't have her number or anything. It was Instagram. So that's what she could have done, right? She had a choice to do that. I didn't have a choice to, you know, not get sexually assaulted. When they were strip searching me, I couldn't say, no, I don't want to get strip searched. They forced me to do that. She had the choice to close the Instagram. I didn't have a choice not to go to jail. I didn't have a choice to cry to the police and say, please help me. I need to get off. I can't be on house arrest anymore. I want to go outside. I want to go to McDonald's. You know, I don't have any of these options, bro. So it's like I didn't have any choice in these matters. She at least had choices. I didn't have any choices. And her choices were easy. It's just like, get off fucking Instagram. Block me on Instagram. I mean, I made like 10 different accounts. But I mean, she could have just got off fucking Instagram and she never would have heard from me. She couldn't stay off fucking Instagram, bro. Like, that's a small, if you're really scared, that's a fucking small cost to pay. I mean, I've never felt fucking scared from no Instagram or any of those messages. I felt paranoid before, back when I used to smoke weed, and how I just fucking hold a knife in my hand and I'd be like, all right, if someone comes here, either I'm gonna die or I'm gonna take them with me, right? That was my thinking. So it's like, I never felt fucking scared, but bitches are bitches, hoes are hoes. Yeah, not to be racist, but I do believe everyone should speak the same language as the president. That's exactly what I've been saying too. Our conservatives in Canada are actually like your guys' Democrats. Our conservatives are super liberal here, and then our liberals are way more liberal than your Democrats. Like our conservatives here fucking are all French. You know, our conservative party, same with our liberal party. All our politicians are French. That's our second language, and they all come from like Quebec and shit. So it's their first language. So it's fucking dumb. Canada's a split up country. It was already split before all the Pakis and Indians came, and now it's even more split. But yeah, the fucking French people too, bro. I hate this country. I don't know. That's what I mean though. That's what I mean when I say whoever actually has national pride for Canada is a fucking goofy dumbass. Like, what national pride? We don't have any identity. What is Canada's identity? Maple syrup? Is that our fucking identity? I mean, that was our old identity and like saying A and shit, but that's not even our identity anymore because fucking half of Canada is brown people. So what even is our national identity? We don't have a national identity. Canada's just a nation of fucking brown people, French people, English people, like a bunch of garbage, bro. Canada's so trash. It's hilarious if you really know what's going on. Because I'm gonna get out of this country. I can't wait to watch from the sidelines and watch this shitty ass country collapse. And all these bitches who supported this shit cry that, oh man, inflation, oh man, A single bedroom household is $5 million. How did this happen? Because your dumbass supported immigration policies instead of common sense policies like building houses. Instead, you brought up the demand, but you didn't increase the supply. It's just basic economics, right? We're building way less houses than we were in the 90s, yet we're bringing in way more people. It's basic supply and demand. So yeah, eventually fucking a one-bedroom house is going to be $5 million, and then there's going to be these people bitching, oh, why is it so expensive? Why is a Big Mac meal $100? Because you're a fucking dumbass and you supported this shit. Stupid. Can't wait to get out of this country.
I expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Much has changed in the Republican Army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
So you have a liberal and uber liberal? Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're called conservatives. We have a conservative party, but it's very liberal. And I mean, we actually have a 3 or 4 party system. We have the NDP too. They're also liberals. It's all liberals, bro. Our conservative party is, I'd say, more center leaning, but I'd say it's a little bit on the left. Like, I don't see any of our, I only see our conservatives talking about lowering immigration, not stopping immigration. We've had a flood of immigrants. We don't need any more immigrants. Like maybe like 20,000, 30,000 a year at most. Like we got one of the best borders. We got an entire ocean, and the only country next to us is America. We got a perfect natural border, yet we're flying in all these immigrants. Why? You know, Donald Trump's trying to build the wall and shit to keep out all those immigrants from Mexico. They don't have, like, America doesn't have a natural border. And Donald Trump's building that wall to purposely keep those people out. We have a natural border in Canada, and we're purposely bringing these people in. Like, using money, using resources to bring these people in. When fucking Donald Trump, you know, America doesn't really have a natural border from Mexico. They're trying to build an artificial border, right? So, like, Canada's fucked, seriously.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment. But I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more, and his men make the rules now.
Fortunate.
Yeah, we have very good natural borders, and we don't use it to our advantage. We purposely fly in all these people from other countries. Like, I know during 2022 we flew in a lot of Ukrainians too, which, I mean, Ukrainians aren't that bad, but fuck, it's just way too much immigration. That's why my rent in 2022, that's why I got out of Calgary. I'm going to be moving back to Calgary. But that's why in 2022 my rent went from $950 or $980 a month all the way up to like $1,250. You know, like a 25% increase in just a couple months. That's insane. That was in 2022. But I'm moving back to Calgary, and I'm getting it in this fucking sweet program where I'm gonna be able to have my own apartment for only, I think, like $300 a month. That's gonna be so cool, bro. I'm gonna save so much money.
I was able to find my way free, only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist Central Command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't...
You're gonna have to get a job? Hell no, I'm not gonna have to get a job. But I probably, well, actually, yeah, when I go to Calgary, I will have to get a job because of my house arrest. It's actually one of my conditions that I need to get a job or go to school. And I've been doing that because the city I live in is really small, so it's kind of hard to get a job. Because like I said, bro, they also hire all brown people at McDonald's and stuff. They all hire Filipinos, Indians, and Pakistanis. So it's, you know, it's hard to get a part-time job at McDonald's and shit nowadays. When I was 14 years old, my first job was McDonald's. I went there, my first job I applied at McDonald's. I went there with a shitty resume with no experience when I was 14 years old, and I got hired on the spot instantly. A couple months ago, I sent out like 50 or 60 applications, and Didn't get a call back at all, and I have way more work experience now than I did when I was 14 years old, obviously. It's because they hire all brown people, bro. They don't want to hire white people anymore. I don't know what's up with that shit. So yeah, moving to Calgary, I probably will get like a part-time job, but only because my house arrest shit. I don't want to pay taxes. Like I don't like the government, so I don't want to contribute to the economy. I only want to use up resources. I don't want to, you know, produce anything. Like, I don't want to contribute to the system. I absolutely hate this system. It's so corrupt, and it needs to collapse. Like, when I bought those PlayStation cards the other day, and this PlayStation, well, my family got the PlayStation, but, like, I bought the PlayStation cards, and, yeah, when I had to pay those taxes, I was pissed off. It was only about, like, $10 for $200, you know. I paid a $10 tax on, I paid $210, and $10 of that was taxes, right? And I was pissed off because I don't like paying taxes. I hate this system. I don't want to give it any money. I want this shit to collapse. I fucking hate this country.
Called, now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one.
That's why I'm really happy about Trump's tariffs. He says if Canada doesn't join America, he's going to do a 25% tariff on Canada, which is going to completely destroy the Canadian economy. And I'm all for it. I fucking hate Canada, bro. You know, and I'd love for Canada to join America, except they need to keep the French people out of America. Like the French side of Canada can stay Canada. They're all the politicians. They don't produce anything. Like they don't have any oil there or anything. And if we joined America, I'd actually want to contribute to the economy. And I'd have to, because the social system's in place here wouldn't be in place in America. So I'd have to, but I'd want to anyways. I'd want to contribute to the American economy, the greatest economy on earth. I don't want to contribute to the Canadian economy. It's corrupt. It's broken. I hate this fucking country. So, yeah, Donald Trump's given Justin Trudeau an ultimatum. Like, either join America or get a 25% tariff. And I'm all for that shit. What do you do to make money? Or can you not say? I already said I'm on a social program. Canada's got a bunch of fucking social programs. They waste so much money on, like, free healthcare, social programs, a bunch of shit. It's like Canada's pretty much socialist. If you know what a socialist country is, you can search it up. Like we're not really a capitalist country all that much. All our businesses are kind of closing. Most of our businesses in Canada are American businesses. The only thing Canadians really invest in is housing, because it's the only thing that goes up in Canada is the houses, because we don't build any new houses and we bring in all the immigrants. So we're pretty much well, it's not financial assistance. It's something better than that. Like I get a lot of money every month. You know, it's not like in America where they have like unemployment, or we have unemployment here too, but I'm not on unemployment, or where they have like social security or shit like that. Like I get a lot of money every month. Like I get over $2,000 every month, and you know, it covers all my dental, covers all my shit, and I get a lot of like subsidies for other stuff. You know, like if I want to go to the gym, for example, they'll pay for half my gym membership, shit like that. So that's pretty sweet. Just for living there, yeah, that's what socialism is, bro. Like it's a socialist country. But it's not just for living there. It's a program that you got to get on. It took me about a year to get on it. Like I had to apply for it and shit. It took me about a year to get on it. I was on a waiting list and stuff. But yeah. We got a bunch of fucked up programs here. Like we got the MAID program where people can, you know, take their own lives if they want to. Here in Canada, it's called MAID, M-A-I-D program. You can search it up, and you go to the hospital and tell them you're depressed and you don't want to live anymore, and they'll do that for you. No wonder prices are so high on everything. Exactly, yeah. The free healthcare is a lot of money, and get this, we don't even meet our military targets. We don't even meet our military targets, bro. Like our taxes are really high too. Our taxes are way higher than America. Our prices are higher than America, and our wages are lower than America here in Canada. And yeah, because we got a really corrupt government. That's what I mean, though. This government needs to collapse, and we either need to join America or we need to start a new government where this shit doesn't exist. I mean, you can think I'm a scumbag for taking advantage of it, but don't hate the player, bro. Hate the game. Like I'm just playing the game. You know what I mean? So it's whatever. Sounds like a shit show. Oh yeah, it is. Canada's falling apart. It's complete garbage, man. That's why I have no national pride for this country. How could I? Why would I go out there and work and contribute to the economy when I make the same amount of money not working? And I hate this economy. I hate this country. You know, this country isn't the same country I grew up in, and that was only, you know, I'm only 23 years old. I remember in 2000s this country was completely different, and now it's just fucking India 2.0. That's what Canada is. It's India 2.0. That's why I find, like, when Americans still think we have these Canadian stereotypes like maple syrup and shit like that. Like, that's the old Canada. And it wasn't really. It was kind of just a stereotype, you know, like most stereotypes. But fucking that was kind of the old Canada. That was the Canada of the 80s, the 90s, even some of the 2000s. But the 2010s and, you know, around 2015 when Justin Trudeau was elected is when shit really turned around. He just opened up the borders and started flying people in, and this country started falling apart in about 2015. It's not even the same country anymore. So what's there to have national pride about? That's what I see a lot of Canadians bitching about with Donald Trump's remarks, is that they're saying we don't want to join America. We're proud Canadians. Fuck you. You're goofy. You're proud of what? You're proud of that our inflation's higher than America, our dollar's weaker, our housing's higher, our wages are lower. What's there to be proud of? America in every aspect's doing better than us. What's there to be proud of? We don't want to join America. We're proud. Yeah, you're a dumbass, goofy bitch. You don't know shit. That's why I take all your taxes and I don't fucking produce anything, because this country's garbage. Filled with a bunch of idiotic, stupid people. That'd actually be pretty sweet. So much more land. If Canada became part of the U.S., it'd be massive. Yeah, true. And I'm in Alberta. We got a lot of oil. We'd be like the second Texas. You know, we'd really contribute to the American economy. The reason why we're not doing it here in Canada is because, like, we have a super liberal government, right? So that they don't want to drill. Like, look at the Democrats in America. They don't really want to drill at all, and our government's 10 times more liberal than the Democrats. So if we joined America, we'd be able to build a bunch of oil rigs here in Alberta, and we could really contribute to the American economy. So it'd be a win-win for America and Alberta, my province. But if Canada still exists, if Alberta left, it would be a major loss for Canada. So that'd be fucking awesome, because fuck Canada. We need to get out of Canada, or we just need to start our own country that isn't Canada without the French people. But I mean, we already got too many Indians here. It's kind of too late. We're kind of doomed either way. But if we join America, you know, fucking, I could just fucking leave Alberta anyways, because I'd have an American citizenship, because, you know, I'd be American then. So I wouldn't even stay in Alberta with all the fucking Indians and stuff. It'd also produce a shit ton of jobs and money toward Alberta too. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It would be amazing. Yeah, that would be like the second Texas of America if Alberta joined. Be quite amazing. We were going to build that Keystone XL pipeline. Donald Trump wanted to build that, but Justin Trudeau canceled it back in 2018, 2019. That Keystone XL pipeline was going to create so many jobs for Alberta, and it was going to bring in a bunch of oil. And ironically, the Ukraine war happened about 2 or 3 years after we were going to build that Keystone XL pipeline in Alberta, and that would have, you know, we wouldn't have had to import any oil from any other country. If, you know, it would have been a win-win for America and Canada. But no, we got a super liberal government. They didn't want to build the Keystone XL pipeline because it would have went over native land. And I'm pretty sure you guys don't have that in America. I think you have reserves and stuff, but it's a lot less strict. Here in Canada, the reserves are very strict. And to build this pipeline, they would have had to go over native land. And, you know, being that our government's super, super liberal, they didn't want to do that. So they canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, which would have been amazing for America and Canada. Pretty dumb, hey? Just because a couple natives, you know, a couple hundred natives said, "This is our land." Bitch, we took over this land. Like, fuck off. Like, this is going to be good for everyone. Just because a couple hundred natives said, "This is our land." Like, we couldn't build the Keystone XL pipeline, which has affected tens of millions of people instead of just a couple hundred people. You know, priorities, right? Priorities.
It's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Not Not at all. No.
Yeah, U.S. has massive oil reserves. Canada has a lot though too. Like we're the second biggest country in the world by land mass, so we got a fuck ton of oil. And another thing that's good, since Canada's military is complete garbage. Like we got a shit military, especially our navy. You know how a lot of the ice is melting up north? There's going to be a big passage for trade routes, and Canada's going to be the one that has to kind of monitor all that. And because I don't know if you've heard that about that canal or whatever that everyone goes through, the Suez Canal or whatever it's called. It's big money, like trillions of dollars every year go through that canal. And since the North Pole is kind of melting and stuff, and there's going to be more trade routes going through the northern part, like up above Canada, as that ice melts, it's going to be up to Canada to kind of monitor that with our Navy. Our military shit and our Navy is even more shit. So we're not going to be able to monitor that. But if we're part of the States would be able to monitor that. Not knowing how Trump is, if Trump was able to monitor that, like he would put in some amazing trade policies that could really create a lot of taxes. Like you got to think, eventually there's going to be trillions of dollars going through like the North Pole in trade every year. So, even if they just took like 5% off a couple trillion every year, like that would be insanely good for the United States, just that alone. But Canada can't do that on its own. You think fucking Canada can stand up to China? China has over 1 billion people. Our population's 40 million. China's economy is, 100 times bigger than Canada's economy. In what sense could Canada stand up to China going through there? Like Canada would have no leeway to say, you can't go through here. You owe us 5%. China would be like, we don't give a fuck. So what's Canada gonna do, bro? Nothing. Unfortunately, oil is where the money is. That where the people like it or not, U.S. is trying. Yeah, drill, baby, drill, right? That's Trump saying, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's Trump that says that. Drill, baby, drill. It's amazing for the economy. Oil is liquid gold. We need more drilling and shit. It's not going away anytime soon. I don't care what the environmentalists say. And the environment will be fine. Like Elon Musk did the projections, and apparently Earth could have up to 100 billion people and still be sustainable. And we currently don't even have 10 billion yet. So we could grow Earth's population by 10 times, and Earth would still be relatively fine. The air would be a lot less clean, but it'd still be livable, right? And you got to think, if we had 100, this is Elon Musk's point, if we had 100 billion people on Earth, 10 times the population, think about how fast technology advances. Now imagine if there's 10 times the people to advance the technology 10 times faster. Like technology would advance so fast that we'd probably come up with a lot of solutions to fight climate change, global warming, whatever the fuck they call that shit now. They always change the name. U.S. has massive oil reserves also, and you have such a small population. Yeah, we do, but they're bringing in so many immigrants. They're bringing in like 1 million immigrants a year, so our population's starting to grow pretty fast. But the birth rates are going down, so natural-born Canadians are dying off because our birth rates aren't at replacement levels. So natural-born Canadians are dying off, but our population is growing like crazy because all the immigrants they're bringing in.
To find the second associate of Oriflamme. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail.
Oops, I think we're doing a side mission right now, right? Yeah, let's do a side mission.
There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere.
It's cool to hear perspective from someone outside the US. It gives me a different view on things. Yeah, I'm sure people in Europe would have different views on things too. But yeah, you got to think my view in Canada would be considered very radical or very far right, because I don't know. I'd say probably only about 5% of the population has my views. The other 95 is either very liberal or very central. I'm pretty far right now. By Canadian standards. By American standards, you know, I'm pretty close to the center, but by Canadian standards, I'm like far right. I didn't realize Canada was in such a rough spot. Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of people on the outside don't. A lot of people on the outside, like in America, realize how bad Justin Trudeau was. You know, Joe Rogan has talked about Justin Trudeau a lot, and like you guess, like you get this. So Christina Freeland, so our Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was a drama teacher, right? Before he was Prime Minister, you know, he was not qualified to be Prime Minister, but then he hired Christina Freeland, and she was our financial. You know, she ran all the finances in Canada. You know Jerome Powell in the United States? She was pretty much like Jerome Powell. She handled all the finance and stuff. And Christina Freeland, she was a journalist, so she was also unqualified, you know, to run the Canadian economy, just like Justin Trudeau was unfit and unqualified to be Prime Minister. And Christina Freeland, the fall economic statement, she was supposed to do an economic statement, but it was so terrible that she had to step down last month. Yeah, and that's why Trudeau's stepping down. Yeah, Trudeau's stepping down now too, is because there's a lot of fighting going on internally in the Liberal Party now in Canada, because he has to fight the Conservatives, but now he also has to fight his own party. So that's why he's stepping down, because Christina Freeland had such a terrible fall economic statement. She resigned. She resigned like last month. That's how bad the economics are doing in Canada. The economic, you know, advisor, whatever she is, I forget what her official position was, but she ran like the Canadian economy and shit and the finances, and she had to step down last month because her statement was so terrible. And yeah, you know, obviously Justin Trudeau's taken a lot of flack for that in his own party as well. Everything's just falling apart in Canada. Yeah, Christina Freeland, she was a bitch too, bro. She was kind of like a lot like Kamala Harris, just like, you know, that passive aggressive bitchiness. She was a lot like Kamala Harris.
What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not.
Yeah, another crazy thing in Canada too is we don't have a two-term policy. So, you know, Trump got elected again. He's not going to be able to try to get reelected in 2028, right? Because you guys have a two-term policy. Same with Obama. He served 2 terms. He couldn't get reelected again. Here in Canada, Justin Trudeau was on his 3rd term, and he was going to run for his 4th term. Think about how corrupt that is. You could just have a prime minister who is in for life. There's no term limit. At that point, that's a dictator. I don't care what they say about the voting system. The voting system in Canada is even more easily manipulated because our population is so much smaller. So, you know, you could easily have a prime minister who fakes and rigs the elections, gives himself an extra couple million votes, and wins the election every time, and is pretty much the dictator of Canada for life. That's what Justin Trudeau was pretty much doing. Because what he did this election is he didn't even win the majority. He didn't win the majority seats. So since we have a 3-party system, what happened in Canada is there's the NDP, the Liberals, and the Conservatives. And the Liberals and the NDP teamed up after the election. They had a coalition. So they pretty much made all the decisions even though neither of them was elected. They teamed up. Like, isn't that a conflict of interest? So Justin Trudeau can be Prime Minister for life, and he can team up with the other party, the NDP, and they can create a coalition, and they can run the country even though they weren't elected. Think about how corrupt that is. Like, it's blatant corruption in front of our faces. And yeah, just whatever, that's just the Canadian system, right? Yeah. Not corrupt at all. That's just how the system works. It's perfectly fine. Like our senators, they can stay in office for like 30 years. Yeah, and I know another thing that's controversial in the States is that they can invest in stocks, right? That's pretty controversial. A lot of people want them to stop being able to invest in stocks, which I agree with.
I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named Rutherford.
And then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford, attendant to the Lady Ariane of House Wellesley.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time since last I saw my great-aunt. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes. Yes, she is. The Lady Dowager has granted me leave to assist your Uncle Stuart. I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some villagers being robbed on the road here.
Bandits?
They looked more like field hands, but it didn't matter.
I think it'd be dope if the U.S. and Canada merged. It would heavily strengthen both the U.S. Yeah, I agree too, bro. There'd be so many good things about that alliance. I don't really want the French people to join America, but America's so big that if even if the French side of Canada, like all of Canada joined America, the French population would be so small that they would just be completely outnumbered. So it wouldn't even matter that much. But the problem would be is how they would divide the vote, because since Canada's super liberal, every time Canada would vote for the Democrats, right? Because the Democrats aren't even that liberal by Canadian standards, and Donald Trump is like considered like a Hitler here pretty much by a lot of people. You know, like we got a lot of transgenders in Canada too. Like I seen one at McDonald's today and I was just so weirded out. So yeah, Canada's super liberal, so we would always vote for the Democrats. So if Canada was part of the US this election, Kamala Harris might have won, which is pretty scary to think about, because Kamala Harris would have, I mean, Donald Trump isn't perfect, but Kamala Harris would have been worse for sure. So Canada would always vote liberal if we joined the states and, you know, Canada became a state. So they'd have to find a way to make it fair where, you know, where they could divide Canada into maybe a couple states, so there would be some swing states at least or something, so it wouldn't be so one-sided to the Democrats. You know what I mean? Politicians on the whole are pretty much scumbags. I guess some are worse than others. It would also allow you guys to repopulate. I don't know. I think a lot of people would honestly just probably leave Canada, because you got to think something like 90% of Canadians live within a couple hundred kilometers of the American border. You know, like pretty much all of Canada lives right on the edge of the the American border. So not a lot of Canadians live up north. So I feel like a lot of Canadians would just, if we became part of the States, a lot of Canadians would just move a couple hundred kilometers away into the States. You know what I mean? Because if we all had American citizenship, what would be stopping us then? The only thing stopping us right now is that it's kind of a process to get American citizenship. But if we already had it, and we all pretty much live on the border, it would just be pretty easy to just... But then it also worked vice versa, right? Where a lot of Americans might come to Canada. But I don't know why they would do that. It's colder. It'd probably be a mess. Like after joining America, it'd probably be a mess for a little bit, because it would be in chaos. You know, all the systems would change. You know, there would be so much chaos. So I don't know why anyone would come to Canada if we joined. But I think a lot of Canadians would leave Canada if we joined America. I think a lot of Americans would move up north. Yeah, probably, but not for the first couple of years. I don't think. It would be chaos. Like I don't know what the job market would be like. I don't think it'd be that good, because, you know, like something like 40% of jobs in Canada are government jobs. So if you know, our government joined America, how would that even work? They'd have to lay some of those people off, or a lot of them, or, you know, so those people would be looking for jobs, and if people started moving here, you know, it'd be chaos. It'd be complete chaos the first couple of years. So there's so much land to build on. True, but you don't want to build up north. Up north it gets way too cold. Like, way too cold. You know, if you go really up north in Canada, it's pretty much just the North Pole at that point. You don't want to live up there with the Eskimos.
In the end, I did what I could to help the victims, but all around me was a pommel to the temple.
Which way did they go?
South, toward the gate.
All right. I'll take care of them. Found a note in it.
Yeah, I think it would be good just for like Alberta, BC, and the one above it, Northwest Territories or whatever it's called, to join America, just the 3 provinces, because then America could also connect Alaska to the mainland. You know, if those 3 provinces joined America, then also you could drive through America and get to Alaska. So that'd be really cool too, right? For America, that'd be another perk of Canada, because right now there's no land that connects Alaska to America. There's no way to drive straight from Alaska and only stay in America. You got to cross the Canadian border if you want to drive. But if Canada or even just those 3 provinces joined America, Americans could drive to Alaska too. They wouldn't have to fly or go through a border. They'd still have to go through state borders, but not country borders, which are more complicated. America is always looking for land to build on. More people would be moving up to work. Yeah, definitely. You guys would have better regulations, because right now that's why housing is so expensive in Canada. Something about like half the price. You know, the average house price in Canada is like $600,000-700,000 now. I think it might be more actually, like 8. It's getting close to $1 million for the average house, just the average house, not a high-end house, just the average one. And I heard half the cost goes to the regulations, you know, just getting the approval. I heard one time in Calgary, there was a building, like a building company, an apartment company, and it took them 20 years to get the regulations approved, and they spent millions of dollars just to get the regulations approved to build the apartment. Not to, that's just the regulations, millions of dollars in 20 years just to get the regulations approved. Then they can start building, which costs money, obviously. So something like half the building costs of any house or building in Canada is just getting the regulations approved. And I feel like American regulations would be so much better. I know they would, because America has smaller land. Like, look at Japan. Look how small Japan is. Japan's a fucking island, and their housing prices are like less than half of what Canada is, and they're a fucking island. You know, Canada's like 1,000 times bigger than Japan. Yet Japan's housing prices are way cheaper. Makes no sense. It's our regulations, bro. That's what it is. And you got to think, we also have way more, since we have more land, we also have more lumber. What do we build houses out of? Lumber. We have more lumber, so houses should be cheaper. We have more land, houses should be cheaper. Yet houses are more expensive than almost anywhere in the world in Canada. It's our government. It's corrupt, bro. Our government's shit.
For their kind. You head back to Northreach. Visit the Vale. Tell them I sent you.
Thank you. I shall. Founder be your shield.
Let's go. Get these ability points up. I can actually still talk and train. I don't need to keep the game paused to talk. I can just train here for a bit. Get some ability point. Oh, look at all the ability points I actually got right now. I need 6,000 to max that out. Ooh, that's expensive, bro. Fuck. That's enough. Oh yeah, I'm gonna max that out. Oh, that was expensive, but I think it's gonna be worth it. Let's try it out. Try it out on some weak enemies here. These are fucking gazelles. I don't want to try it on this. Canada doesn't seem to have the infrastructure to utilize all the resources to make any of the industries profitable. Yeah, that's one of the problems for sure. Like, our businesses in Canada are nowhere near as productive or as prosperous as the businesses in America. But the main issue is definitely the government, because, you know, they've made so many national parks where we can't cut down any trees and get lumber. And you know, you can cut down trees and then replace the trees, right? And I know people talk about the oxygen, but something about 90% of the oxygen in the world comes from algae. Only something like 8% comes from trees. So if we even just cut down like 25% of the trees in Canada, build houses, and then, you know, we don't have to build houses on that land. We can replace that, you know, for every tree we chop down, place 2 more back up or whatever, right? And, you know, it could help build more trees, help build more houses, and then we don't gotta build the houses on the land we chop trees down on. But our government's built so many national parks and stuff where we can't chop down any trees because of environmental issues, because, you know, we're super liberal. Once again, it goes back to the liberal shit. Like, even the Democrats look pretty conservative by our standards in America. You know, the Democrats are pretty fucking liberal, you know? That's why in Canada I'm pretty much considered far right. But if I was in America, I'd be pretty close to the center. I'd definitely be more right than left, but I'd be more center leaning. But here I'm extremely far right, based on Canadian values. Yeah. Just because I want a good economy, just because I want housing prices cheap, you know, just because I want, you know, a normal functioning country. That makes me far right, pretty much. I believe if the US merged, they would immediately start harvesting resources in Canada to start creating jobs. That would be awesome, bro. That would be awesome. It'd be like the Lorax where fucking they just start cutting down all the fucking trees. Oh man, I'd love to see the liberals of Canada start crying about it. No! We're all gonna suffocate! Oh no, global warming! Or no, they call it climate change now, whatever. Whatever the fuck they call it now, bro. They're always changing that shit. They definitely wouldn't be an extremist in the US. Yeah, no. Like, stop all the fucking immigration. Keep these immigrants out. A little bit of immigration's okay. But there's gotta be a limit to it. It's all gotta be legal immigration. And, you know, we need to have a good economy. We need to create prosperous jobs, and we need to have productivity to go up. And we need to, you know, lower inflation and shit, which, to do that, we gotta, you know, drill more oil. You know, just pretty normal, common sense things, but in Canada, that's far right. And there's people that agree, obviously, but like I said, it's like 5-10% of the population. It's a high minority that would agree with my views, because I am far right. I'm far right in Canada. We need to make sure the immigrants are actually contributing to your economy. Yeah, well that's what they're trying to do in Canada. Like, a lot of the immigrants are actually students, and they can only come here if they can afford a student visa. But what a lot of these immigrants do too is that they come here and they don't even go to school. They'll just work the jobs and then send the money back to their home country, because, you know, the minimum wage here is $15 an hour, and even though Canadian dollars are worth less than American dollars, $15 an hour in fucking Pakistan or some shit is like $100 an hour. So they fucking, you know, they work like 8 hours. They try to work like 7 days a week. They do DoorDash on the side, and they'll send like $1,000 a month back to their home country, and they send that to their family, and to their family that's like $10,000 a month, because they're fucking in Pakistan, right? You know, where they're used to making 50 cents an hour or $1 an hour instead of fucking 15 an hour. To build up economic growth. Yeah.
This one's ours, pretty boy.
Oh man, it's not that good. The Democrats screwed us pretty bad by opening the borders and offering all kinds of programs. Financial system inflation. Yeah, but you got to think your guys' immigration doesn't even compare to Canada's immigration, because you got to think about it with percentages. You guys were taking in like 3 or 4 million immigrants a year, which obviously is more than our 1 million a year. But you got to think your guys' population is 10 times bigger. So, you know, if you guys were taking in by percentage the amount of immigrants we were taking in, you guys would have been taking in 10 million a year, over double what you were taking. So that's why the housing is also expensive here, because we are taking in a massive amount of immigrants. A massive amount compared to our population size. It's unbelievable. So yeah, like obviously the immigration problem in America is still pretty bad, But you guys aren't even taking in half of our immigration numbers by percentage. You know? So imagine if you were bringing in 10 million a year instead of 4 million. I think it's like 3 or 4 million in the States, something like that. And the official reported numbers in Canada are only 5 or 600,000, but that's permanent immigrants. They don't include the students in that. When you include the students, we're bringing in about 1 million immigrants a year. And you gotta think, your immigrants, you guys don't really have to fly over here. A lot of our immigrants will subsidize them and help fly them over here. So just getting them here is more expensive, and we take in way more. Or you guys just let them in, where we have to specifically get them to come over here and fly them here, help them. Shit, I don't got anything in that slot right now, it's annoying. The funny thing is, people complain about how many we are letting in, but everyone employs them. Yeah, yeah, because of cheap labor. Yeah, the illegal ones, you don't have to pay the minimum wage, because, you know, they're not there legally, so they can't complain about it.
Make for the town while you can. There may be more bandits nearby.
You don't need to tell me twice. Many thanks, traveler.
This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make for the Vale.
And stand by, as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, and I'm fine. Which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack so close to their gates.
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. Some days they don't even send out patrols.
They say they're taking our jobs, but really the companies are giving your jobs to them. Yeah. That sounds like Canada of 2016, 2017. Eventually people just gave up. I don't know what happened, because bro, my grandma was complaining in 2015 when Trudeau first got elected and said that immigration was a major problem with him, and that's when he was only taking in about 200,000 a year. Now he's like 4 times that. You know, she was saying that in 2015 that they're going to take our jobs. There's too many. You know, that's when Canada's immigration was by percentage about what America's is today. So hopefully in the future you guys aren't bringing in 10 million. But luckily you guys got Trump back in. We've had Trudeau for 10 years now, pretty much. He was elected in 2015, I think like middle of 2015, so pretty much 10 years we've had Trudeau. Whereas you guys had splits, you know, one election cycle it's Democrats, the next it's Republican, the next it's Democrat. You know, you guys like switch around pretty much every election, where in Canada it's been liberal, right? Like, fuck. The last time we had a conservative leader was Stephen Harper, and I think he got out of office in 2014, 2015. That was our last conservative. So we haven't had a conservative leader for 10 years. And like I said, our conservatives are still pretty liberal. So even when we had the conservatives, it wasn't very conservative. Shit's crazy. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream though. I didn't get any of the main story done in this stream. Fuck. I still probably have another 6, 7 hours, maybe 8. Got a lot. Well, at least the game's lasting me a long time.